I've been here for about 6 years now. I came here originally, I was working for Age Concern Eastbourne, running the Eastbourne Shed, and the Matthew 25 mission was a local charity near to the shed. And I got asked to come in, and when I came in, I thought to myself, wow, what a fabulous job it's doing here. But actually, any of these people that come here, that could be me. A couple of bits of bad luck in my life, a couple of wrong decisions. I could be coming to the mission as a guest. January before, I started with the aim of running the mission. I had lots of ideas. I'd been in for about every Wednesday for 6 weeks beforehand. I'd set up a target and things that I wanted to do, how I wanted to change certain things. Because at the time, people came and help themselves, and I wanted it to be more of a place, almost like a cafe, where actually we serve them. The whole concept of Matthew 25 mission is to serve people. And so I wanted us to serving food. So we take everything to them. We make them the coffees. We bring them the coffees. All part of so that they feel like they're coming to a normal cafe, even though it's a drop-in centre. Obviously, COVID hit, and things changed dramatically almost overnight. We set in a number of different plans straight away. We started off having a few people in, and almost a week later, we decided we had to go to a takeaway. And so going from 400 meals a week, as soon as COVID hit, all of a sudden we were up to 1,200 meals a week. Wow. Because a number of different other groups couldn't do the work they wanted to do, because a lot of their volunteers were elderly, and they had to isolate. We ended up going from 5 days a week to 7 days a week. And that's obviously that was a challenge, and that meant that it was a challenge financially, and also a challenge on the staff and the volunteers we have here. So it's for the last year we've been working flat out. There's I'm the charity manager. We have a chaplain who looks after spiritual and works a lot of outreach. He visits different families and different other groups, and does a lot of phone calls, probably 30 to 40 phone calls a day at the moment, rather than face to face. And then we've got 2 key workers, and we're very lucky that Devonshire West has supported us in having another key worker, which has made a huge difference to the guests that come to us. And we over the year, we had about 40 volunteers. With the last lockdown, we've split it now so that we only try to have a maximum of 8 people in the building, and that's the building split off into 2, so that only 3 to 4 people can be in one area at one time, all due to the COVID safety. But it's been working well, and obviously everything is done outside. All of our key working, all of the food, the takeaways that give out, donations and clothing that we give to people. The only times people are allowed in here is special one-to-one things, when we do video calls, when, for example, somebody needs special help with PIP or benefits, and then we work with the CAB through video linking. The people that we support come from Devonshire West Ward, and they could be, say, families, people who are vulnerable. The vast majority, almost 100%, have some sort of mental health issue, and they have complex needs. So they may have addictions. They may, at the moment, I think it's about 9% of the people that come to us are actually homeless, because a lot are now housed. But once again, they're housed, but they have a little support. Not all of them, but quite a lot of them have a little support, so they can come to us. We have 2 key workers, so one of them, which Devonshire West is supporting and paying for, and they can then look at them and support them in any area that they need, whether it's even phoning the doctors, sorting out the benefits, giving them clothes, food parcels, silly things like, for example, make sure somebody could go to the funeral, couldn't get over to Hastings, make sure, get the ticket organised, get them over so they could go to a funeral. Anything and everything that somebody needs, we will support them. We had 10 families that we supported all the way through the pandemic.
Yeah.
And that's with food parcels, clothing, health benefits. But what we found, we've had a lot of families that often, perhaps not the family, but the father would come or the mother would come, and one of the parents might have lost their job, be made redundant, and they needed that support because often just helped actually filling in the forms. And if they're on, you get universal credit. Often it's 4 or 5 week wait until they get any funding. So we'd be helping them with food, with any sort of support, clothes, until they get that universal credit, and then they step away and don't need to come back. And we've had other families that when they're furloughed, they just don't have enough money to last because they're on 80%. And then so they come and get a little bit of support from us. Once it's not furloughed, they're back at work, no problems. Quite a few have been families where the parents work in the hotel industry, and they've really suffered. And that's obviously quite a local thing.
Yeah.
Well, we've adapted hugely. I mean, we've gone from 2 years ago doing about 15,000 meals to last year we did over 50,000 meals.
Wow.
And we're averaging about 118 guests a day. That's visits. I think 385 different people come each month. I can see it continuing. I'd like to hope that it will drop down and people will get back into work and won't need us, or will need us very sparingly. But I can see what's going to happen is there's a huge amount of people that will need support with their mental health.
Yeah. And
all of our key workers and the vast majority of our volunteers have now done mental health awareness courses, mental health first aid courses, to make sure that we're ready and prepared for that. We won't be. We work more as a signposting, making sure that they get the support they need from the specialists. After lockdown, we'd love to get back as a drop-in centre, because the whole idea is people come here. The food that we provide is almost like breaking the ice. It's a place they can come and they get something warm, something healthy, nutritional. But then we can once they feel comfortable with the food and warm and happy and supportive environment, they can open up, and then we can then address some of the other issues. We're hoping for that the end is near. The end of the pandemic is in sight.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like you're a busy man, Oscar. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.